It's your internal decision because it's something clicks and there is readiness. It's making its divine timing. Oh, that's how to say. That you like decode and read through the human, from the mind, through the body, through the emotions, through the situations, through the feelings, through the belly. You pick up the energy of it. You pick up the navigation, but the navigation is never came from your control. Hello. Never came. Let's connect. I want to dive in today. Accidentally, it's new moon, but I just want to dive in and connect for today. Connect with your soul, connect with your heart, and see if there's like the messages coming through, or any like, you know, any message, anything that wants to come through for you today. You can just use this to pause as well, and connect with yourself. Like, where are you in your life? Where are you in your heart? If you can find the center in your heart and pause there and feel this calm, blissful energy around wrapping you. And take the breaths. Feel your being right now. Feel the quiet inside. Feel your completeness. There's nothing to strive for. There's nothing really that comes from this higher self. From your true essence, there is nothing really that you actually like get to experience here or do in here that comes out of your human control or your human figuring it out from the human level, like the mind level that is scanning and trying to keep you safe. The social structure that you've been programmed, the body that is talking to you but you maybe not listening and suppressing. Like now it comes to me this way, which is obviously the message then, that none of this comes from the human part that you so deeply try to strive for and control based on the lack you experience, or not loved, being not loved, or not being fully received in here. It all comes through maybe the human aspects, like the thought comes to your mind, or the intuitive nudges in your body, or you let yourself enjoy and then you meet people and synchronicities comes through, or the body talks to you. But the human part, which is like the mind, the emotions, and the body and the physical form, is basically how the information come to you from your higher self. So it's not where it's being born. So it's not out of this that you strive on your path and you control and you need to figure it out in your mind and make the plan. It doesn't come from that point. It comes through you picking up your intuitive guidance, regardless how you pick it up, consciously or unconsciously, through life, through people, through the information that come through from your that are, how to say, that you decode and read through the human, from the mind, through the body, through the emotions, through the situations, through the feelings, through the belly. You pick up the energy of it. You pick up the navigation, but the navigation is never came from your control. Never came from that human level of just keeping you alive. And replaying more of all this bundle of codes and programs that you have been born into, you've chosen on the soul level to be born into, and they play in you simultaneously with what wants to come through you, and they play through you, giving you the feelings, the reactions, the situations, the struggles, the challenges, the traumas. All of this bundle plays in you that is actually connected and having a conversation with what actually wants to come through you. So it's this conversation because what wants to come through you is tied to what you've kind of chosen on what you've been experiencing in this life. And because those also pain points are directing you to this what wants to come through, if you know what I'm saying. And I recently described to someone how the perspective of the human is like this dot, and then from that point, okay, well, how the heck I would be choosing this life like this, how I would choose to experience this if I actually want to experience, I don't know, love, relationship, abundance, whatever. Why would I actually choose these experiences, this family and all this, from the perspective of the human, which is this little dot? It doesn't make sense. But on some higher level, which is higher here, which you're going higher in the vibration and connection with light, source, with your being, that is encompassing so many other aspects, because you're not one here cut out in the universe. You are connection to all, and whatever is closer with your essence vibration is basically, you can expand yourself more and more and more. So from that expanded you, that is also connected with everything expanding in the universe, or in this manifestation of this reality. And on that level, this perspectives it's so much more intricate and tangled and complex, that it actually falls through your also not ending being, that comes from those all perspectives are collapsing to come, that you've been coming to experience this. And from that perspective, you kind of chose it, but it's also still from the higher perspective. It's still not you cut out and just you, and from that perspective, but it's also connected with all the perspectives that you can't from the human level see. And from that level, we can say that you've chosen it, and from that level, you've chosen it, and from all this, you've chosen it also on the level of being, the unity, or one big expression. I didn't expect this cosmic perspective to come through now. Actually, when I was sharing that, I was thinking I need to share this, but then I forgot completely. And then, okay, so when you look then from the dot perspective, imagine this and this that I explained, this vastness. And from this perspective, it's there. It doesn't see all these other perspectives of your being that is endless, and all connections that is endless that you also have. Yeah. Yeah. And that can maybe this is why I'm bringing it here right now, because this really helps to let go of the preconceptions that we have, and control that we really think that it's the human self doing all the job, that is the human is the human self is the one that is bringing your gifts in here, or creating that life you've been feeling like you're deeply been since baby, being kind of pulled into, or called into, or press the points towards that direction, so you had to look there. And but also in this joyful natural expression that comes through you. It actually on so many stages, it's for a long period, and I've experienced it as well so much. It's basically trying to it's basically more acting out of the human fear. You've been born into surviving planet, you've been born into surviving on some level, depending where you are from, and all this ancestor stories and stuff. But it is basically a lot operating with fear and out of fear. And the other part is the love and being received and being seen and being heard and all this. And for a long round, we are operating out of this points that are pressure, they're underneath motivations and motives that are then making us choose certain things in life, and they are deeply under there. So out of maybe getting that what you haven't received, out of lack, out of the chase that you've been maybe experiencing, living, working 9 to 5 and doing great at school and universities and things. And that comes exactly from those human experiences and needs, and also the bundle of energies that are in you, in your field, in where you come from, and the ancestors' lineage and all these memories from other spaces, places, and all this. And I'm pausing to take a breath myself, and I'm trying to pull together what just came through. I think it's kind of this moment right now to more open already and tap into what wants to come through from more of your empowered connection of the being, not patching yourself, not fixing out of experiences of lack and not deserving and not receiving and rejections and human fears and surviving and fear and all this, but more connect with the higher part, higher self, and more leave space for life unfolding and your path unfolding from that space, and try and seeing what comes through when it comes through your highest potential and from your natural beauty and gifts that you hold and you carry. And you are here, that puzzle piece that carries it. Nobody else has it. How freaking unique that is. How distorted this is that people can't and don't know how and don't want to price it. But how crazy it is that we've been so deeply taught it's not valued, that it's not important, that it's whatever, that it's easy, that it's soft skills and all this. How nuts it is. If that's the only, this actually priceless value that you carry and the most unique. So maybe let's wrap it up with this question. What are you not valuing in yourself? That's one. Second, what would you be creating, which was, I mentioned it in another video, if there was no control and predicted results or predicted ideas where it has to go. what would you create when you are completely in your power and you are not hiding, you are not backing up, you are not changing whatever you're choosing to how you want to show yourself, who is responding how to you, how are you valuing it, and who has what other ideas about you and what you give and what you bring. What would you do if that didn't, like, it's gone, it doesn't impact you? What would it be? What would be the step right now? What would it be? Not even the step, how would you be? You can just be. You don't need to step anywhere, because steps anyway happen. Anyway, each time in the really deep transitions, which I felt like I'm not getting out of it ever, it's always the time and things collapse. And everybody also has its own unique path for a reason and rhythm of the path. I think some people are going and speeding, and then they have like maybe crashes or questions, or then they are unwrapping and going down. Some people first are going down and unwrapping and then gradually going. Some people out of like building it maybe under, and then one day deciding boom. Like, it's all in its own uniqueness for a reason, because it's very unique, weaved you of so many aspects of you, and so much vastness and so much beauty and so much different qualities and parts that are making you, your path, your expression, your experience in here right now, that is connected with so many other experiences of all of it, and also so many other experiences of your experiences that you might not know about or remember. So yeah, I think it's what comes right. Like, I feel it's a deep invitation to open up, like to really open up through your connection and through your connection and through that deep feeling of who you are and what you know, what is deep in your heart, what is exciting you, and that's it basically. And the rest, like, if you take a decision, because we take the steps, we make big plans and stuff out of head, but then we do need to take steps in here so things can start unfolding. But it's because also look at that, when you make a step, it's kind of like you took a decision, right? So internally you made like decision, like a navigation decision. You made decision of readiness. You made decision of, I can do that, or I want to do it. Let me drop it into the space. Let me make a post. Let me go to a group. Let me look for something. You made a step. And then after that, it's not anymore about the control. It's about things unfolding. And what I am really practicing in last 7 months, if things are taking you deeper or are not moving, even though some things are moving and not, it is still perfect. It's still perfection. It's still perfection. Even I had also a chat yesterday, and even if it takes years, and from outside you might be judging it, or inside of you might be judging it, it is still, first of all, it is still perfection. But you can also decide that you want to experience more, or go more for your desires, dreams, potential, expression, gifts. Go with that, play with it more. You can decide. So it's perfection, it goes in this timing, but at the same time it's not because there is this timing that is outside of you, that is like someone there is telling you, oh, now, because now the puzzle pieces needs to come together. It's opposite. It's your internal decision, because it's something clicks and there is readiness. It's making it divine timing. Oh, that's a good one. Like, the click inside of you is not divine timing that is outside of you, which in some way it's all like like all the puzzle pieces and movements of everything that happens. Of course, it plays with that, and then impacts you, and then you impact it. So don't forget, you impact that movement. So ultimately, all of this plays somehow together. But then it boils down to the fact that it's in you that finally it clicks, and then you are like, yeah, let me see, I do this. And then it's your decision that make it. Now is divine timing because it clicked in you. So all the outside divine timing, like outside things that needs to then come together, is coming together. It's a reflection of what happened from outside inside in this play. Okay, it was just 2:22 on the clock. Thank you so much. I am happy to be here. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for likes, shares, and have a lovely day, whatever happens. And all the links to work with me and to check out the offerings are in the description under. Thank you.